Hello, my name is Cynthia Laroche and I'm from Haiti.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Marquez and I'm from Spain.
Welcome to our first show, 14 by Teen. This show is brought to you every first Tuesday of each month.
We are glad that you are watching our show.
Our topics for today are diversity and immigrants.
We are about to find it out later.
Yes, and what would diversity be without immigrants?
To get started, what do you think when you hear the word immigrant?
Well, I think that the word immigrants is about people immigrating from their country to come to another country.
I think it's because of freedom of speech and freedom of religion. Our parents think about our better life in this country.
Well, all of these reasons that you mentioned are true. For example, I know parents who told me that she left her country to go look for a better future for a child, better life, and great opportunities for a child. Let's get deeper to our first topic.
Now we are going to show you a PowerPoint about history in Cambridge.
Brief history of immigrants in Cambridge. The first immigrants in Cambridge that came to Cambridge were the Puritans. They came in 1630s in a fleet of 11 ships carrying 700 passengers. They came from England. They came because they hoped to build their community around a purer, more biblical church. In the first part of the 19th century, almost all immigrants to Cambridge were Irish. In the second part of the 19th century, almost all immigrants to Cambridge were from Scotland, Germany, Sweden, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Russia, Poland, and Canada. Cambridge first declared itself a sanctuary city on April 8, 1985, when large numbers of refugees fleeing the war in El Salvador arrived in Cambridge and were denied political asylum and threatened with deportation. In 2006, Cambridge reaffirmed its status as a sanctuary city for undocumented immigrants, resolving to protect residents from deportation by federal government or discrimination because of immigration status. Today, Cambridge is home to a culturally diverse population of over 95,000. Over 50 languages may be heard on the streets of the city, including Spanish, Creole, Portuguese, Chinese, Amharic, and Korean Creole. Children from 82 different countries of origin attend the public schools. College students from around the world study at Harvard, MIT, and Lesley College. The heavy industries of the 19th and early 20th century have been replaced by technology-based enterprises, including software and biotechnology. Welcome back. After seeing all this information about immigrants, what did you learn from that, Cynthia?
Wow, I didn't know that the first immigrants in Cambridge came from England.
I also didn't know that Cambridge is a sanctuary city and that immigrants in this great city should feel safe.
Yes, we are very lucky to live here.
Also, I am surprised that we have 82 different languages spoken in the Cambridge Public School. This number shows how diverse Cambridge really is. That's just so amazing.
Also, immigrants have made a lot of contributions to this society. Some examples are
Wyclef Jean, a 3-time Grammy Award-winning Haitian-American rapper, singer, songwriter, musician, recorder, producer, and politician. Albert Einstein, theoretical physicist, who developed the general theory of relativity, E equals mc squared. He begged Roosevelt not to use the atomic bomb. Einstein spent the rest of his life working for peace and died in 1955. Madeleine Albright, the first woman to become the United States Secretary of State. She was nominated by U.S. President Bill Clinton on December 5, 1996. She was sworn in on January 23, 1997. Andrew Carnegie, born in Scotland, November 25, 1835, Scottish-American industrialist who led the enormous expansion of the American steel industry in the late 19th century. He was also one of the highest profile philanthropists of this era.
Wow, I didn't know that Albert Einstein was not American born.
Also, I didn't know that Wycliffe is a great leader who has inspired many immigrant youth to be good representative of their country. Like me, for example, he makes me want to be a better person and to be a very proud Haitian.
We also want to the immigrant community know that as a newcomer they have rights and responsibilities, that they're new a laptop country. In addition, we have compiled a list of agencies to work with immigrants from immigration services to learn English and help with other services.
Immigrants' rights. The right to remain silent if you wish to exercise that shouts out loud. The right to refuse to consent to search of yourself, your car, or your home. If you are not under arrest, you have the right to calmly leave. The right to have a lawyer if you are arrested or ask for one immediately. Regardless of your immigration or citizenship status, you have constitutional rights. The right of competent interpretation for non-English speaking immigrants. The right of reasonable opportunity to examine the evidence and the government's witnesses. Immigrants' responsibility. Do not lie or give false documents. Do prepare yourself and your family in case you are arrested. Do remember the details of the encounter. Do file written complaints or call your local ACLU if you feel your rights have been violated. Do stay calm and be polite. Resources available for immigrants. Catholic Charities of Greater Boston, International Institute of New England Boston Office, Massachusetts Alliance of Portuguese Speaker, Ethiopian Community Mutual Assistance Association, East Boston Ecumenical Community Council, Centro Presente for Spanish, Cambridge Haitian Services Collaborative, Haitian Americans United Incorporation.
Looking back at the immigrant right, I think that our roles as an immigrants are to be hard worker and to be a good citizen and behave well.
As an immigrant, I do appreciate the fact that I have constitutional rights and the right to an interpreter if I do not speak English.
Yes, I agree. I remember the first time when I went to the doctor and I get an interpreter for help me when I didn't know English. I felt really good because they take care of us as a immigrant, and the government think about us.
That's very impressive. That's really good. We are lucky as immigrant students to have access to another resource. We are part of CityLinks program, which is a program that helps students from foreign countries to adapt to the new American style.
By providing resources such as tutors to support us academically, also mentors to help us for our college process, by the May, the director of CityLinks, is here with us today.
Hello.
Hi, Miss.
Welcome. Thank you for having me on the show.
Good afternoon, Miss Kenyas.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. Thank you for coming to our show today.
Thank you for having me.
Me and my partner, we have some few questions that we would like to ask you.
Okay.
When did you came to the USA?
Well, I came here in 1983, and I came because El Salvador was going through a civil war that lasted 12 years actually. And first I thought, I didn't make plans to come to the US. That was not my goal when I was young. But unfortunately the situation in El Salvador was not very livable at the time. It was not safe, and so it was difficult So at that time, my sister was living in Cambridge, and I called her and I said that I wanted to come here. And I first thought, I will go and stay there for 2 years. And once the war is over, I will go back to El Salvador. Well, what do you know? The war lasted 12 years. And so once I decided that, it was going to be impossible for me to go back, I started to sort of put some roots down here in Cambridge. And I lived here ever since 1983, and this is the best city anybody can live in. It's a wonderful place.
Oh,
That's amazing. Did you came to Cambridge because of the sanctuary Cambridge provided?
No, because I came here in 1983. Cambridge became a sanctuary city in 1986. During that time, which was wonderful, during that time I was working for a non-profit organization that served immigrants from Central American immigrants and refugees. I was the coordinator of the Women's Refugee Program. And we were seeing a large influx of women, single women with children coming to Cambridge and not having family or resources. And so when I worked in Centro Presente, I was the coordinator of the Women's Refugee Program, and my job was to find shelter for these women who sometimes were homeless and find resources for their children. For example, get them help with register their children in school, get them medical assistance, getting them social services, getting them protection, because sometimes they had come fleeing very horrible political situations. And during that time, the U.S. government did not recognize Salvadorians as refugees in this country. The U.S. government said that we were economic refugees. So providing refugee status for Salvadorians, it was very difficult. And thank God to this city that is extremely inclusive, that is very, very welcoming. A lot of people were able to come to this country and especially to Cambridge and find shelter and refuge and what they needed.
Oh, well, so you've mentioned that you work at Centro Presente.
That was in 1986, and I work with immigrant women and children.
Okay.
Wow, that's so amazing. I didn't know that you work in Centro Presente.
Yeah, I did.
How do you like now? Now that you see how immigrant students are, how do you like working with immigrant students more?
Oh my God, it's my passion. It's my passion, as you know. My journey to working with immigrant students, when I first started, I didn't think that was, it didn't even cross my mind, because first, my job has always been working with immigrants, first with the Women Refugee Program, then working with high school students, children at the Amigos program, which is a program there is an immersion bilingual program here in Cambridge. And then after that, I got a call saying there is this opportunity to work with high school students, and I started. So I started in 1992, and I have been running the City Links program ever since. And it's my passion. I love it. It's wonderful. So I don't think I want to do anything else than working with immigrant students. They bring so much knowledge, and you learn so much from, you guys have taught me so much. Yeah. And one of the most rewarding things that happen in City Links is that I have students who graduated from City Links 15, 20 years ago, and they still come back to see me and say, Sandra, thank you for everything you tried to teach me. At the time I didn't listen, but now I know.
That's nice.
So it's amazing. And of course CityLinks runs out of Cambridge Community Services, which is a nonprofit organization here in Cambridge that has many years of being around. So
Okay. So, have you ever felt like rejected from somewhere because you know the environment?
yeah.
All the Americans
Well,
people.
luckily I live in Cambridge.
That's
And I
nice.
have lived in Cambridge, and so no, I have never feel rejected here in this city. In the beginning, like everybody else, I didn't speak any English. Somebody would say good morning to me, and I would go just smile because I didn't understand what they were talking about. And yeah, of course, when you're trying to learn, and I think that some of you sort of talk about that, about the fact that when you start learning English, people make fun of your accent, and they make fun of, the fact that you don't speak the language, and you feel awkward. Well, all those things that you are going through as adolescents, I went through. Of course, I was older than you, and probably it's easier for me. So I understand when young people come to this country and they have to move to a new environment, to learn a new language, to learn a new culture, to learn, because you're not just coming to a new country and to adopt a new culture. You're going through adolescence also, which has a whole different side of issues like independence and exploring and growing up and feeling comfortable with yourself and all of that. So I totally understand. And in addition to that, I love working with CityLinks. The students keep me young and they keep me on my toes. They also say, Sandra, you didn't do this, or Sandra, hey.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Before we head to the end of our show, Cynthia, do you have any questions for Sandra?
I think she's explaining everything so good. Like, I understand everything, and I have like new things about it. So that was so interesting.
So you thought that I spoke English when I first came here?
No, I know. Like me, when I first came here, like 5 months ago, I didn't speak any English, and the start was difficult for me. Like, but like as an immigrant, you little by little go to understand the new culture and how everything goes here.
Yeah. But wow, it's 5 months. You're doing so well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're doing amazingly well. I'm sure that is because of your tutoring, mentoring, and CityLinks, isn't it? And Cynthia, I know that you're graduating tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, on Thursday.
How does that feel?
It feels so great as an immigrant to come here and then already get everything's done with high school and planning for the future.
And because that's your dream, right? You came here for a better future, education, and so I'm sure your parents must be very proud of you.
Yeah, they
of
are.
the fact that you graduated from high school and that you're moving to bigger and better things, and that's what it's all about in this country.
Yes.
Like taking advantage of the opportunities. I think that every single parent who come to America with their children, to the United States with their children, is because they want a better life for their children. Because why would they come here if it wasn't for that? I feel that you speak your own language in your country, you eat your own food, you have your own customs, your family is there, so it's very hard to come to a society where you are totally sometimes isolated from your community. And so I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Cynthia, congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
I am very proud of all the seniors in CityLinks that will be graduating. We have about 10 seniors that will be graduating. And I'm very proud, and I'm very proud of you, Cynthia, too, that you are flourishing and growing. So
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
One more questions before you leave. You said you came a long time ago, but now how do you feel about the environment? How do you see the change about immigrants? People?
Okay. Well, I think that immigration is a very difficult subject because every group, as you study history, I don't know if you have studied history of immigration, but if you see history, every single group that has come to the United States has a struggle. First, the Chinese, when they were brought here to build the, the nation's railroad system, and then they were sent back to China, but then some stayed in San Francisco. Then the Japanese, when they were, enclosed in internment camps because of the war with Japan. Then, the Irish, when they came here because of the potato famine, and, the Italians. So everybody has had their own struggles. I think that the most important thing to remember is that in this country, we are all immigrants.
Yeah.
Because the only people who probably were originally from here were the Native Americans. And every single person, no matter how light your skin is, your grandparents or everybody, anybody else, they came from someplace. You were probably, you as a person were born here and have, your great-grandparents came from other country, but we are all immigrants, and that's what makes this country great, the fact that we are made of this a society of great cultures and many languages and many experiences. And the situation now is, I think, it will get better. We hope that immigration reform passes soon. President Obama seems to be very committed to it. So we'll see what happens. And the most important thing for me is that undocumented students get the opportunity to be residents and citizens of this country so they can get financial aid to go to college, because we have so many talents in this country. We have had so many students who, because not being documented, have not been able to go to college because they cannot apply for financial aid. So that's a big issue that is very close to my heart, because I care about our youth. They're the future. They're bright, they're intelligent, and we need to work for them.
Yeah, because I think that everybody has to have the same opportunities.
That's right.
Because everybody here is immigrant. As you're born here, you have family who came from out of this country.
That's right.
Well, thank you for coming.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Thank you, Cynthia. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, this is the end of our show for today. Thank you for watching.
We are glad that you were with us today. We would like to send thank you for our sponsors, CCTV, United Youth World Venture, Cambridge Community Services, CityLinks program.
If you would like to see our previous shows and today's show, please feel free to go to our website, 14byteen.tv. Like us on Facebook and help us promote our shows. Don't forget, be good citizens.